Hello, Assalamualaikum to my dearest lecturer, Madam Zawani. I have chosen to deliver a topic entitled Universalism in Islam, as I feel that it's important to share and educate the Muslims about openness and comprehensive in Islam, and its importance on universal among Muslims and non-Muslim as one. Islam is beyond religion, it's a way of life. Islam does care about all kind of people, from majority to minority circle. Universality it is important for us to understand the minority with compassion. That the fact that not all people are same as us, then we can understand the truth and the fact of the minority background better. Every chapter of the Quran except the ninth chapter begins with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In English, it means in the name of God, most gracious and the most compassionate. The term Rahman describes that aspect of all the source of all creation which is endlessly radiating regardless of who or what is receiving endless of flow of blessings. Rahim is the idea of constant renewal, and giving and gi- Rahim is the idea of constant renewal and giving a liberal reward in response to the quality of our deeds and thoughts. Um, well, firstly, we need to take divinely protected Quran. Quran is a scripture given in Arabic to an Arab prophet Muhammad as a whole. A Quran is a complete source of everything. Um, the first problem is some people or authority refuses to accept differences of view or opinion. As in example, the arrestment of Qasim Ahmad showed the lack of Islam's knowledge about tolerance from Jawi, with further detention from 1 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. in the morning at the Jawi office just to questioning and interrogation. It's just because he had a different point of view towards the current institutionalized religion. Well, actually, what we can do is the solution is to increase the depth of understanding by extensive research. For instance, in this Sir Qasim's case, the authority should act wisely and should not stop learning the colorful in Islam. As stated, for example, as stated in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 208. The verse was mentioned, and ask the Muslims to embrace tolerance and peace. Whereas in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 22, ask Muslims to think, study, and research by utilizing the greatest gift, which is our precious mind. Do not do mistakes as what our ancestors used to do. In Al-Isra, verse 36, mention one must use all methods and ways of questions and inquiry to conclude and making decisions, and not to rely on gossips or hearsay. The second point is we need to be moderate. Islam is moderate, and zuhud is moderate. The problem is when being extreme in own belief and reject totally on others' belief. As in an example, the conflict among Muslims for today. For example, the Shia and Sunnis, the Shia versus Sunnis, and the disputes of between mazhabs, acceptance within Sunnis itself, in a mazhab such as Hanafi, Shafi'i, and etc. And the solution is we need to know that Quran also emphasizes on tolerance, which is tolerance is one of the essences in Islam. We need to start perceive things differently from different angle, from larger scope, the perceived differences as colorful spectrum of choices. Malaysia yet so far is the peaceful multiracial country that's remained that noble status. As stated in the Quran, as in Surah Al-An'am, verse 159, forbid us from broken the unity of their faith into division. And Surah Al-Anfal, verse 46, tell us, do not fight, or you will be weak. And Surah Al-Kafirun, verse 6, asserts the right of men to choose their faith or beliefs. And lastly, Surah Ar-Rum, verse 30 until 32, is another verse that forbids us from divide into groups, the sections. From this evidence of the verse in Quran, we know that Quran emphasize on the unity and the unity among humans, not only Muslims. Number three, Islam is not only about ritualistics. It is about the bond between people with everything. And the problem is the misconception and confusing about ibadah to God and among humans. Syria, Egypt, and Iraq is the examples of the Arab countries. The example of the Arab countries that practices or attempting to implement the Sharia law, but they are moving backward with no development in economy, the technology, or any significant contribution for human beings except for they are rich. People know that they are rich with mineral sources such as oil, especially oil. The Sharia law is the law that innovated by human mistakenly understand that it is the God's law. Well, actually, human make mistakes. Muslim scholars mistakenly tafsir the verse in Quran by taking and comprehending the verse literally, by according to their preferences. Implementing the law that prioritize and logically practical human values will turn the table from regressive to Muslims, regressive to progressive Muslims. Moreover, we must focus more on humanistic value rather than only on own goods to God and pointing others forth. For example, in Surah Al-Najm, verse 32 tells Muslims do not claim to be pure, and He is the most knowing. And Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 48 acknowledge the diversity in humanity. And Surah Al-Hujrah verse 13 asserts us about the oneness of humanity, whereas Surah Al-Imran tells us to do good, honest, and to avoid wrongdoing. As a conclusion, Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse number 2, I know what you do not know. Let the court decide whoever goes to heaven or hell. As long as we do our part as a mu'min, believer, and a true Muslim should do. What we really want is, no matter who we are, no matter what they are, whether you are sick or healthy, rich or poor, straight or not, mentally stable or mentally unstable, that Muslim or non-Muslims, whether kafir or not, the Sunnis or the Shias, can sit down, talk, and have fun and learn from each other. Surah Al-Baqarah 256 tell us, let there be no compulsion in religion. La ikraha fi din. Din means religion or lifestyle. So let the people live in peace and harmony with happiness and regards race, religion, and beliefs. Inshallah. Wabillahi wa taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.